All right, guys, so I'm here with Rob from White Wizard Games, and we're looking down at some of the stuff they've got here at UK Games Expo this year. Now, the big thing that we talked about at Essen last year with the designer of the game is Sorcerer. So you give us a little bit of an overview of exactly what this game is all about?
Sure, yeah, so we're super excited, first of all, to have Sorcerer at this show. This is the first time we've ever had Sorcerer for sale to the public, so we've been demoing it for a while with prototypes, as you saw, but this is the final game, and we have copies here to sell at our booth. This is Sorcerer. Sorcerer is a strategy card game sort of meshed with a tabletop war game, it's got a fantasy horror theme. It's set in Victorian London. Each player is playing an evil sorcerer battling for control of the city. At the beginning of the game, you create a sorcerer by picking one character deck, one lineage deck, and one domain deck. The character deck is who you are, the lineage deck is what type of magic you've inherited, and the domain deck is where you've been training and gathering minions.
You can see these all sort of laying out here, which is pretty awesome. And you can mix and match these, can't you, as well?
Yeah, so they're, when you create your sorcerer, you're creating one of 64 possible sorcerers out of the starting deck, and you take the cover cards off the top of the decks, and then you shuffle the rest of the cards up to make your deck for the game. It's called your grimoire in the game, and those cover cards also create your character name. So, for example, if you grab the Masilda character card, the Bloodlord lineage, and the Outcast Sanctuary domain, you'd be Masilda, the Bloodlord of the Outcast Sanctuary, and so that creates your character for that game. And those cover cards give you special abilities you can use throughout the course of the game, wherever your character avatar is. So the game comes with these little standees, which you can put on one of the 3 battlefields, and you'll have special abilities you can use in that battlefield. Now, you can still play your cards to any of the battlefields in the game, but you'll have some extra bonuses in the battlefield where your character avatar is. The game uses an action system. So there's 2 main phases. There's the action phase and the battle phase. And during the action phase, players go back and forth taking actions. And you can use an action to gain energy, which you can use an action to draw cards. You can use an action to play a card from your hand by spending energy. You can use an action to use any special powers your character has, and you can use actions to move minions from one battlefield to another. And when you play a minion in the game, you play it into one of these 3 battlefields. It uses its powers in that battlefield, and it makes attacks in that battlefield. And it does not affect the other battlefields in the game unless you spend an action to move it over to that other battlefield. The combat in the game is done using dice. The game comes with these 7 really nice custom dice, which you can, when you attack with a guy with 3 attack value, you roll 3 dice, and you might get, on those dice, you might get misses, hits, double hits, or critical hits. Critical hits the attacking player assigns damage for, and all the remaining damage the defending player has to decide where it's going to go. Your goal is to get 12 damage on your opponent's side of the battlefield. If you do that, you flip it over to the ruined side of the city, and you put a control marker on your side. If you can control 2 of the 3 battlefields, you win the game. And damage on the minions themselves sticks around. Use damage counters to track it. So you end up with this sort of tactical game where you've got 3 battlefields you're fighting for, different forces in each one. They'll be taking damage throughout the game, and you'll be playing cards to add to those forces and to affect the battlefields. The play is super fun, and there is a ton of replayability because each of those different combinations of decks plays differently and gives you a different play experience.
So I was going to say, there's a lot of tactical depth sort of built into this, not just from the way that you build your characters and where your spells and all that kind of thing, but also how you're just going to take every turn, basically, which I think is fantastic.
Yeah, and there's a constant decision making in the game, and you're always about to do something. The way the game works in the action phase, you take an action, they take an action, you take an action, they take an action, back and forth. Or in a multiplayer game, it goes around the table with each player taking an action. And then in the battle phase, you attack with a minion, then your opponent attacks with a minion. You attack with a minion, and your opponent attacks. and during each attack, you can use the omen tokens that you get during the course of the game to modify dice rolls. So if you roll your dice and you don't like the result on one of your dice, you can spend an omen token to re-roll that individual die. Or if your opponent rolls and they have a really scary roll and you want to make them re-roll individual dice, you can spend omen tokens to do that. So you have the ability to control your luck a little bit, and when to use those is a really big deal. And also, you're never like sitting there waiting through this long opponent's turn. You are always thinking, okay, what am I going to do about this situation? You're always just about to do something.
Consistently dynamic game, which is always important.
Exactly, yeah.
And so one of the other things you've got here as well, because obviously you've got Sorcerer, but you've also got Star Realms and a whole bunch of other stuff as well.
So we have Star Realms and Hero Realms. Those are both deck building games, really popular, very easy to play, super fun, but also a lot of depth for the advanced players as well. Those games, Star Realms is the sci-fi deck builder, Hero Realms is the fantasy deck builder. We also have some tournaments here at the convention where the winner of the event becomes a card in the game, so they'll be featured in artwork in future sets.
That's so cool.
Yeah, super fun. And for anybody who hasn't played the Realms deck building games, Star Realms, Hero Realms are both really cheap to play. A starter deck is between $15 and $20, and the gameplay is phenomenal. The art is really good, and they've won tons of awards. They're really fun games, really cheap, easy to carry around, small box.
I have a well-worn and battered copy of Star Realms that I take around with me to the pub and play it at the pub, so it's great.
Exactly. It's super portable and really fun. And then we have Epic card game. That is a strategy card game. It plays like a TCG, so you can play sealed deck, you can play booster draft, you can play constructed with it, but it's completely non-random. When you buy a deck of Epic, it comes with 120 unique cards, each with a different art and game mechanics, and plus you get 8 tokens for the game, and you get that's a complete 4-player game. You can play any of those formats out of for $15, so amazing value. And then it also has expansion packs, but those are not random. If you buy a specific pack, that pack will contain a specific set of cards, so you can increase your collection with these non-random packs. So if you want a specific card, you can just buy the pack it comes in.
You can make some proper tactical choices and everything.
Exactly. So basically, it's and the game itself has really great strategic play. Very skill intensive. You can play any card in your hand each of your turns, and you're deciding which card to play. Not can I play this or not. For Epic, we're going to be doing a giveaway here at the show. If you come by and get a demo each day, we're going to be giving away copies of Epic to people who come and get demos of the game.
That's awesome stuff. Get people into the game. Fantastic things.
Yeah.
And you guys are actually going to be doing a prize with us as well. You're going to be giving away a copy of, I believe it's of Star Realms Frontier.
Star Realms Frontier is our new Star Realms set. It's a complete set for up to 4 players. It's got you can actually play it 1 player. There's some solo modes in it.
Very cool.
Cooperative modes, and of course the PvP deck building. Awesome set, and yeah, we're giving away a copy with you guys.
Yeah, so all you got to do is comment down below on this video to make sure you can get in with a chance of winning that prize. Thanks again for talking to us about Sorcerer, Star Realms, Hero Realms, and Epic. It's all fantastic stuff.
And
Which booth are you at here? Sorry?
Sorcerer will be out on June 20th.
Not long to wait.
Yeah.
For this amazingly luxurious game. I'm just going to say before we cut off that the artwork for the game is fantastic. And when we talked with the designer of the game last year, he was just in love with everything about it. And that's what you want. You want to see someone who's put their heart and soul into something. And this is pretty much what Sorcerer is.
This game we put so much love into. Beautiful. The production value is really beautiful. All the components are super nice. Artwork's amazing. The lore behind the game is phenomenal. Every aspect of this game is, I just love it.
And so what booth can people find you at here at UK Gaming Expo?
We are at booth 6418.
There you go, guys. So make sure you go and check over to the booth, check out what these guys have got to do, and maybe get yourself an Epic set to start playing the game, which would be pretty awesome. We're going to be doing some live blogging and live streaming across the whole of this weekend over 3 days, which is pretty cool. So maybe we'll see you guys out on the floor, and we'll see you playing games with everyone as well, which would be pretty awesome as well. It would be pretty good. Make sure you tune in, comment down below to win that prize and a whole bunch of other prizes as well. We'll see you guys very, very soon indeed. Bye for now.
Thank you.